Imagine this. You're on the brink of a day you've marked as special in your heart. Maybe it's the first date with someone who's been the star of your dreams, or perhaps it's your wedding day. Or imagine you've been counting down the days to visit a place that's been a colorful bookmark in your travel diary, only to find that those experiences didn't quite match the vibrant picture you painted in your mind. On the flip side, think about those hidden gems you stumbled upon without any expectations, places that weren't even a blip on your radar, yet they unfolded as chapters you'd revisit in your stories for years to come. These experiences swing from anticipation to surprise, illustrating a profound principle that shapes our reactions and reality: the law of equilibrium. The law of equilibrium, deeply rooted in ancient wisdom, integrates the hermetic principles of polarity and rhythm. Polarity is the concept that everything has two poles, two extremes, with myriad possibilities stretching between them. It teaches us that opposites are essentially the same, differing only in degree, and that we can change the nature of anything by focusing on its opposite aspect. A case in point is cold and hot. They are essentially the same thing, temperature, yet they differ in degree. The principle of rhythm, on the other hand, underscores the flow of events and experiences, asserting that there's a cyclic return of elements in time, a pendulum swing in every aspect of life. When we focus too much energy on one extreme, it reaches the farthest point and then swings back to the opposite side, as if we're pushing a pendulum too far in one direction, causing it to swing back to the other. This imbalance often leads us to experience the very opposite of what we hoped for, as the pendulum inevitably swings back in its attempt to restore balance and maintain everything evened. Letting go, therefore, becomes a pivotal and very important practice. It's about releasing that grip of expectation, that surplus of energy we invest in our desires, which only serves to disrupt the equilibrium. By adopting a stance of openness and detachment, we encourage the pendulum to stay centered, allowing life to unfold in its natural rhythm and balance. This approach doesn't mean we care less. Rather, it signifies trusting the process, understanding that the universe operates on principles that are beyond our immediate control, but are inherently geared towards balance and harmony. Numerous experiments have demonstrated the impeccable nature of the law of equilibrium. Among these, a standout study that explores the nuances of human behavior and problem-solving capabilities is the candle problem, conceived by Carl Duncker in the early 20th century. This study is simple yet ingeniously crafted to probe the depths of human problem-solving skills. Participants are presented with a seemingly straightforward task. They must fix a candle to a wall in such a way that the candle wax won't drip onto the table below. The tools at their disposal: a box of thumbtacks and a book of matches. On average, individuals navigate through this puzzle within 5 to 10 minutes, uncovering a creative solution that involves emptying the box of thumbtacks and using it as a candle holder, affixed to the wall with the very thumbtacks provided. However, the crux of this exploration into human psychology doesn't rest solely on Dunker's original experiment. It's further illuminated by Sam Glucksberg's study at Princeton University. Glucksberg divided participants into two groups to solve the candle problem, but with a twist in the incentive structure. The first group was merely timed, turning the task into a personal challenge without external stakes. In contrast, the second group was introduced to a competitive edge. A monetary reward was promised to those who performed exceptionally well, with $5 on the line for those in the top 25% and a $25 prize for the fastest solver. The intuitive prediction was clear. The allure of financial gain would serve as a potent motivator, propelling individuals in the second group to outperform their counterparts in the first group. The logic seemed straightforward. Increased importance attached to the outcome would surely heighten focus and drive. Yet the outcome defied expectations. Those enticed by the reward were, on average, 3.5 minutes slower than those who were simply timed. The added importance and the anticipation of a reward created a heightened state of anxiety and excessive energy among the participants, which led to the unbalance of the pendulum. The faster group, instead, they were just doing their work for fun, taking it as a fun and creative task they needed to complete. They did not care about the final outcome, they were enjoying the process. When they remove that attachment and excessive energy from the task, they balance the pendulum and keep it centered. This psychological burden, rather than spurring them to faster solutions, hampered their creative thinking processes. The pressure to perform not only clouded their ability to think outside the box, but also introduced an imbalance, much like tipping the scales too far in one direction, expecting it to somehow result in equilibrium. This experiment serves as a microcosm of a broader principle at play in the fabric of the universe, the law of equilibrium. When we assign excessive importance to our desires and outcomes, we inadvertently create resistance. This resistance is not a mere obstacle in our path, it is a manifestation of the imbalance we've introduced into the system. By becoming overly attached to the outcome, we disrupt the natural flow of energy, and in doing so, often delay or distort the realization of our goals. The lesson here is profound, yet beautifully simple. When we detach ourselves from the weight of the outcome, when we ease the grip of importance we place on our desires, when we let go, we allow energy to flow freely. This isn't about diminishing our desires or goals, but rather about approaching them with a sense of openness and trust in the process. It's about understanding that the universe operates on a principle of balance, and that our excessive energies and anxieties serve only to disturb this balance. By removing the self-imposed resistance and importance, we align ourselves more closely with the rhythm of life, creating a space where possibilities can unfold naturally and often more harmoniously than we could have orchestrated with our will alone. The concept of letting go possesses an almost mystical power in shaping our lives and experiences, akin to navigating through an intricate video game where the rules of reality are bent in favor of sheer enjoyment and thrill. Imagine, if you will, playing a Formula One simulator game. Within this digital realm, you're afforded the luxury of pushing the car to its limits, reveling in the maximum speed without the weight of real-world consequences breathing down your neck. The adrenaline rushes through you, a pure manifestation of joy and excitement, untainted by fear. This is because, in the back of your mind, you're acutely aware that it's just a game. The risks of crashing or failing are buffered by the virtuality of the experience, allowing you to immerse yourself fully in the thrill of the race. Contrast this with the palpable tension of driving a real Formula One car. Suddenly, the stakes are unmistakably high. Every decision, every turn is shadowed by the potential for real-world consequences, crashing, injury, or the simple fear of not performing to the best of your abilities. It's this acute awareness of consequences that introduces resistance and excessive energy, stemming from our fears and anxieties about what could go wrong. This resistance is not just a barrier to enjoyment, it's a barrier to living freely and fully. The philosophy of viewing life through the lens of a video game is not about neglecting responsibilities or consequences, but about reducing the excessive weight we attach to the outcomes of our actions. It's a call to embrace life with a sense of adventure and trust, to reduce the resistance that fear and anxiety build within us. By doing so, we align more closely with the universe's natural flow, allowing it to guide and support us in our endeavors. Surrendering to the universe or whatever higher power you believe in, be it God, the cosmos, or another name, entails a profound trust in the forces beyond our immediate control. It's about acknowledging that there's something greater at play, a benevolent force that oversees the grand tapestry of life. When we make requests of the universe and hold true faith that they will manifest, all the while releasing our grip on resistance and fear, we maintain the balance of the pendulum. This equilibrium is crucial for creating the life of our dreams, one where aspirations and reality converge in a harmonious dance. Letting go, in essence, is not about indifference, but about faith and trust. It's about believing with such conviction in the benevolence of the universe that we free ourselves from the chains of fear and resistance. This act of faith doesn't unbalance the pendulum, but keeps it swinging in a steady rhythm, aligning our desires with the universe's vast and mysterious ways. The power of letting go, thus, is transformative. It transcends the simple act of relinquishing control. It's an invitation to live more fully, to embrace the unknown with open arms and a trusting heart. By viewing life as a grand, adventurous game where the universe itself is an ally, we unlock a level of existence where fear is replaced by faith, resistance by flow, and where the dreams of today become the reality of tomorrow. This profound shift in perspective is not just about achieving specific outcomes, but about journeying through life with a sense of freedom, joy, and deep trust in the process. If you want to learn how to master your faith, check out this video right here. Thank you for watching.